In this video, I talked to Ken Kubek, the VP of Acquisitions at Thrasio. It's a company which is buying Amazon businesses around the world. So listen to this interview, and maybe you are considering to sell your business, and if it fits their requirements, you're welcome to contact them. So check out this video, and don't forget to subscribe below to the YouTube channel of Orange Click. Hi, Ken. Could you please introduce yourself and what you are doing on the Amazon space?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. So my name is Ken Kubek, and I am Vice President of Acquisitions for a company by the name of Thrasio. And at Thrasio, we are effectively acquiring and operating Amazon third-party FBA businesses. So we are not a broker. We are an actual acquirer of the businesses, and we operate the businesses. So we have a team of 50 plus people in the United States, across New York, Boston, and Austin, Houston area. And we're, actively acquiring, I would say, probably 3 to 4 companies / brands a month at this rate.
Yeah, so I thought it will be interesting for Amazon sellers to hear what a real buyer of Amazon businesses is looking for when you acquire businesses, and it will be useful for existing small Amazon sellers probably to think long term and to think what values they have to increase in their business. So let's first. I would like to ask you, as a buyer, why do you buy? What's your interest in buying Amazon businesses? Are you reselling them, or you would like to just bring together different brands
Yeah, so the original company was started, the idea was to scale up direct-to-consumer e-commerce businesses. So our co-founders have various backgrounds across software, SEO, agencies, venture capital, etc. So they were going to team up and start acquiring and rolling up direct-to-consumer brands, just brands that are built on the Shopify platform or just directly on their own site, and leverage the search engine optimization on Google, Yahoo, etc. To scale the brands. And at that point they came across Amazon third-party FBA marketplace and realized the operational leverage that's inherent in is very different than direct-to-consumer. So direct-to-consumer, you might be spending $20 to $30, $40 to acquire a customer. But if you're selling a product that costs $25, $30, it's just the model doesn't work. So you have to do it on much higher price point products. Whereas on Amazon, your basic customer acquisition cost is 15%, the commission that you're paying, and that's all relative to your ASP or MSRP. So I think what we really loved was just the operational leverage that the Amazon FBA model has. And we've gone all in. We're long-term believers in the Amazon marketplace. When you look at the steps they're taking to clean up, the bad actors and review manipulation, etc. I think Amazon's reaching a point where they need to start providing the best end products to their consumers that are shopping on the marketplace, or they risk alienate themselves and opening them up to market share losses. So. We just think that the FBA program just has a lot of operating leverage, and I think it's awesome the fact that there's 25,000 plus $1 million sellers on a platform. It's really unrivaled in history. So
yeah, cool. So let's say someone is now listening who are having Amazon businesses, and they would like to offer their business they built to you. So what are your requirements? What kind of businesses are you looking to acquire?
Yeah, so our typical business size, so if we start kind of the funnel and start to narrow down what we look for, the hard numbers are, we look for businesses doing anywhere from 1 to 15 million in revenue on a trailing 12 months basis. For us, the less product count, the better. So we love businesses that are doing 2 million a year in revenue on one SKU. I think some people view that as a huge risk, particularly if you're an owner operator. But we have a a multitude of products that we're selling. So we're diversifying that risk across our entire brand portfolio. So I would say, on a hard numbers basis, 15 million in revenue. And then in terms of the products we look across all products categories. So we've made acquisitions in, autos and home and kitchen and sports and outdoors and the pet category. We're not focused on vertical categories. It's more about the products. And we look for stable demand products, somewhat, commoditized products, and that really have what we call a review moat. So, if it is a commoditized product, they're, ranked in the top 5, top 10 organically for majority of the search term volume in that space. They have, strong product ratings in terms of, the product star system. And they have a defensible, review count that, we think we call it beachfront real estate. So, if you're showing up top 5 organically for, search term umbrella, for instance, that's a great product that, we would love to, and would be interested in exploring.
And geographically, where businesses should be registered to be of interest for you?
Yeah, we're pretty agnostic into the registration. We've acquired a Seychelles company. We've acquired a Hong Kong, seller, a couple Romanian, UK, US. So for us, it's really, that's just more on the legal tax structure for the seller. So the majority of our purchases are structured as an asset purchase agreement. So we're actually acquiring all the assets associated with the company. It's not an equity share purchase. The only place that we do share purchases, because it is so much more beneficial to the seller, is in the UK. Other than that, they're all assets purchases. So for us, it really doesn't matter where they're domiciled. Obviously, if you're selling the majority of your products on the Amazon US marketplace, it's great if it's a US based LLC, but we also understand that there's sole proprietors and, they started a business, in their home country. And, we have a very strong legal team. We have 4 attorneys on staff that help us work through all this with the sellers. So we wouldn't preclude acquiring a business just because of where the operating entity is domiciled.
Mm-hmm. And did I understand correctly that if a business is selling only in Europe, you're also interested?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a company right now that's doing, I think 80% of their revenue is in the UK and the rest is in Europe. They're not even selling in the US marketplace. Then we have another, one acquisition we just made. The majority of their sales were from the German platform.
All right. So what can you tell us about the multiple for which you are calculating and buying the companies? What is the average, and on what do you decide the offer?
Yeah. So over the 20 plus businesses we've acquired, our average, what we look at is your trailing 12 months net profit, or kind of seller's discretionary earnings. So the profits that would accrue to us as a new owner. So if you were an owner operator and you were paying yourself $100,000 a year, you would add that back to the net profit number, and that would be the seller's discretionary earnings that we would effectively be acquiring. So our historical average has been 2.25 times that trailing 12 months number. And then we also structure, earnouts or earn-ups. So whereby, in a year from now, if the business is flat or there's growth metrics, depending on the size of the company that we're acquiring, you could earn another, 1 to 1.5 times multiple a year out from now. So the total purchase price could be, around 3 times, 3.5 times. Brokers will quote sellers on various ranges, but I can just tell you, we're probably I'm certain we're the most active acquirer in this space, acquiring 3 to 4 a month. And that's what the market, is pricing right now. That's what deals are being transacted at. So you might think you can sell for 3.5 times up front. And there are businesses that do that. I'm not saying that, and that's just not a business for us. We're not going to be the buyers. But all the businesses we've purchased, the average multiple has been 2.25 up front. And then, there's some below that and there's some above that. It just really depends on a multitude of factors, the age of the business, the category they're selling in, their defensibility in the market, what their margin profile is, what their growth profile is on the top line, how much seasonality, where are we in the seasonality curve for that year. There's just a lot of different factors. There's no formulaic approach we take. It's really on an individual basis that we look at each deal and price each offer.
And did you notice any kind of issues usually why you turn down the applications? Is there?
Yeah, I mean, the reason we don't do deals, I say the biggest is just, we can't come together on price and agree on price. We're disciplined buyers. And then the other is if, it just might be, pricing might be under pressure in the market. And, if we're buying a business based on the last 12 months, and if performance is really deteriorating, either from a revenue perspective or from a profitability perspective, that's, probably something that we would take a very cautious look at. And if there's a reason, maybe their main listing got suppressed, they ran out of inventory, the account got suspended and they got turned back on, and they're kind of grinding their way back to where they were before pre-suspension. If there was a legitimate reason they got suspended and addressed it, as an Amazon seller, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. But we operate these businesses day in and day out. So we're actually sympathetic to sellers. We know running out of stock, having price pressure, having somebody hijack your listing, or, upvote, bad reviews that, we know all that happens. So we just like to be upfront and honest and hear, the true picture of the business and, try to come to an agreement.
All right. So what's your plan to acquire 3-4 businesses every month? For how long?
Yeah. So right now, we've raised upwards of $100 million in capital to go out and buy businesses. And we think that'll carry us through Q2 of 2020 on the pace that we're currently on. And, we think there's an opportunity to buy up a couple $100 million worth of revenue of Amazon FBA businesses. So, we're on track to, tracking to that. So, I think we're just going to keep going and then, see what the future holds for us. But we think it's there's a lot of great people in this market that have built awesome businesses. And if you're continually investing in inventory and, you're making profits, but you're recycling those profits and inventory to grow, there's also a big risk with that, that comes. And, the way to really monetize that continual investment in inventory, we feel, is to exit your business and, get a nice payday out of it. So we think that we're, providing that opportunity to the marketplace.
Perfect. So if someone got interested to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, they can email me directly at ken@thras.io. So it's ken@thras.io. I talk with every seller that is interested, have a conversation about the business, and I'll let you know if we think you're a right fit or not to move on to the next stage. I can give you a sense of what we think your business is worth. You could also just check out our website, and there's a contact us form that you can fill out as well, if that's easier. And that's www.thras.io. So we're going to be, we're getting much more public as a company. We had a booth at Prosper. We just had a booth at SellerCon in Las Vegas. We're going to AMZ Innovate in New York City in September. So we'll be out there. Please, swing by if you see us out in the wild.
Perfect. And we will put all this contact information below this video. And thank you very much, Ken, for your time, and good luck in your business.
Hey, thank you. And best of luck to you.
I hope you enjoyed this short video. And if you would like to get notifications about videos from Orange Click, where we talk to different Amazon sellers, service providers, softwares designed for Amazon sellers, as well as organizers of events for Amazon sellers. Make sure that you subscribe below and click the notification bell as well, so you will get direct news about new videos from Orange Click to your inbox.